Hey, Exotical Beauties, it's your girl back with another Exotical rant, and today we're going to be talking about vetting people, especially friends. When you can't choose your family, but you can definitely choose your friends. And that's like one of the most important things you can do as Exoticals is build up very solid friend base. And it could be just one or two or a couple people, but like your friend base should be a solid group of people that really have your best interest at heart. This brings me back to a time where I was thinking about this girl that tried to become fast friends with me, and I had to slow things down. And one reason I had to slow things down is because she would try to use me, like going out places. She would try to use me to get male attention. That's why she wanted me to come. It wasn't because she really liked me. It's because she knew guys would talk to me, and then she would try to scoot in. Like once they found out that I was in a relationship, and I had a hubby, then she would try to like swoop in and tell them about how great she was in bed and whatnot. She would also try to ask me to pay for things. And I had to really stop like being friends with her after almost a year because she would try to also trauma bond, like tell me about every negative male experience she had and cry about it like a lot over the phone. And I at this time in my life, I have a business, I'm married, and I have a lot of things going on. And I had to like let her know, like, I don't mind talking to you on the phone, but it can't just be like every day. And I actually told her, I think you need to see a therapist. I would try to give her hints of things that she could do, but she would never want to do them. She never wanted to wear makeup, and she needed it. She never wanted to really get her hair done. And then when she did, the person that did her hair, they didn't do a good job. So she had like a lot of grays showing. This woman was like 40 plus years old. She was way older than me. And she was a bit overweight. She had gained some weight. She claimed that she had been married before. But again, I came to found out that may have been a lie as well. Because I think it was just a long-term relationship. That she may have been engaged with, but I don't think they were ever officially married because based off some of the conversation we had later on, as I got to know her, I came to find out she was like lying about a lot of things in her life. She said she had a successful business, she worked full time, and she even had a part-time job. Yet she was asking me to buy her a burger when I lived in a whole nother county than her. She would always drive to my county because I lived in a nice area to go to the park or do things with me, but she lived like in the poorer side of town. And when she would ask me for suggestions on how to meet high value men, I would give them to her. I told her you may need to move to a better apartment complex or a better side of town to meet the kind of men you want to run into naturally. She would first she was like taking my advice, but then she would never use it. So I just stopped giving her advice. She claimed she didn't need makeup. She was like, why won't guys talk? Like, why aren't guys approaching me? And I'm like, maybe you should wear makeup. Just to even out your features. Sometimes it makes you look more polished. She refused to do that. And then she would call me when she went on blind dates and the guys like literally didn't pay for her food and expected sex. And I would be like, I don't know what you were expecting. But like I really was vetting her, and like she would always try to invite herself to my house. I never let her come over to my house. One reason I didn't let her come over to my house because I have to protect my peace. My house is very peaceful. That's one thing. The second thing, I didn't know her that well. I met her at Cheesecake Factory when I was there with my hubby. It was a cool vibe, and we just changed Instagrams. And then she had like through Instagram sent me her number and told me to please call her. So I was trying to be nice, and that's where I was talking about my last video. Stop trying to be too nice. So I did give her my number and whatnot, but like she was constant with this. I remember one time we even met. She asked me to come to the park with her. She would ask me to go places to meet men because they would approach me. But we went to the park. A guy approached us. A guy walked by with his doggy and smiled at me. And I just said, can I pet your doggy? And he started a conversation with me. Once he found out I was in a relationship, like he kind of ended the conversation. And he gave his number to me. I gave it to her. Long story short, the guy never called her or texted her. She started calling and texting him. Then she called me about it. honestly, at this point, it had been months since I've known her, and I have given her several tips about things she needs to do to become more feminine and lean into her femininity, and not keep trying to take a leadership or masculine role in meeting guys, because it never works for her. And like, if a guy wants to talk to you, he'll call you. He had your number too. They had exchanged numbers. So I don't know. And she called me about talking to him. At this point, I'm busy. I said, hey, like, why did you ever call him? This is stupid. She gets mad. She hangs up. I never call her back. That was the end of that friendship. But before that friendship ended, I noticed she would always ask me to do stuff for her. Some things I would do. And then some things I would just be like, I cannot do that. But I noticed she would always ask me to do stuff for her. She would always let me know when her birthday was. She actually made me go to her birthday, go to a party. Say she had a birthday party at a restaurant, and it was just me and her. She was showing up high as well. I mean, it was just like a lot of red flags with this person. But like, the reason I say vet people is because situations like the one I'm talking about that I endured, you have to vet these people. And this was an unambiguous black, dark-skinned woman. So you really have to vet people. I feel like she was just using me. She felt like I had to provide her husband, that like I had money to help her with, to do things with. She felt like she was trying to really get into my inner friend circle. She even asked me at one point, what does it take to be a really good friend to you? So like, that's why I say vet people. And when you're an Exotical, vet people for a couple years before they know where you live. They are around your inner core of people that you're close to. Really vet them, because that couple years will give you a chance to really see them. Even that 1 year of me being around her without letting her in my private sector of my life, I got to know that she was very insecure, that she would chase men. I learned that she was financially unstable, that the business that she claimed to have, there was no business. She was helping her dad with his business, and maybe trying to start her own, but she doesn't have the revenue or the backing to do that. So I learned that she said she wanted to meet a certain level of men, 6-figure men, but she was unwilling to do what it takes to meet those type of men. She was unwilling to like make herself a viable candidate to them. She just thought because she had degrees, like a lot of women, a lot of unambiguous dark-skinned black women think because they have a good resume, they have degrees, that they will be chosen by those 6-figure men, especially in their community. And when they're not chosen, they are very bitter. So be very aware of that. But what this situation really taught me was that you have to vet people. Like, and it may take a year or a couple years, but you have to vet people. Like, you have to make sure that their words align with their actions, and their actions align with who they originally presented themselves to you to be. So I learned, like, okay, this woman's super insecure. She uses other women to get attention from men. She will actually, kind of like let men know that she's promiscuous to gain their attention. That she'll lie about what her true intentions are. She claimed at first she never wanted to be married or in a serious relationship. Then a couple months in, she said she was dying to be in a relationship and she was looking for a provider. So they are very emotionally unstable. So that's one thing that I always say. When you first meet somebody, the person that they're representative may not be who they truly are. That's who they maybe want to be or trying to be, but you have to be really careful because they'll wrap you up in all their problems, and then you'll lose your focus on what your daily focus is because you're wrapped up in all their drama. So this is a word of advice to Exoticals when selecting friends. Be careful. Wait a couple years, especially if you're out of college and whatnot. Let that friendship grow. Take a year and without that person knowing your personal details, like your address or where your spouse or boyfriend or whoever or anybody close to you works. Let them really let yourself really get to know them as a person, and don't start like doing super friendship things with them, like buying gifts or celebrating their birthday. When they tell you about their birthday, make sure just be aware if they ask you when your birthday is or what special dates in your life are. But this is just a exotical rant / warning that people, even friendships, because the people's closest to you are usually the people that can actually hurt you. So exotical warning / rant. This actual situation taught me so much, ladies. Have a great day and keep being exoticals and keep being beautiful. Bye.